welcome to Jackie's Literary Corner. I am Jackie. So I just filmed my video on books that I've read that give me summer vibes. And so now I'm going to do the books that I haven't read that I haven't read yet that I feel like I would, I think they would be great for the summertime to read. Even though I'm not actually reading them most of these books I will not be reading this summer. Maybe one or two of them I will, but these are books that I would like to read in future summers, possibly. Okay, so first we have, before I start, remember my bookish criteria for summer reads is adventure stories, stories that take place on the water, stories that take place during actual summertime, or stories that reference, the hot temperatures, and sci-fi. Sci-fi books feel like summer reads because they're blockbusters and they're adventure stories usually. Okay, so first we have Bag of Bones. It is a ghost story, and who doesn't love sitting telling ghost stories during a nice summer evening? And we have also it takes place at a lake house. Most of the story takes place at a lake house. So yeah, I did start reading this last October. I haven't finished it though. And I kind of chose to read last October because even though we weren't technically at a lake house, it was close enough. But yeah, so I think, and this one I might pick up soon. Okay, next is Ship of Magic, another one I've started. This is from Robin Hobb's Live Ship Trader series, the trilogy, the first one. And again, it's a seafaring adventure. Characters are going, traveling across the ocean. And oh my god, this cover is so like 80s and 90s fantasy covers. But it's so hard to get access to Robin Hobb books that are this, that are the bigger size books. So there are just some books that I just go ahead and keep my mass markets, even though I would love to trade them in, switch them out. But anyway, so yeah, seafaring adventure, characters, there's magic involved. And so it's an adventure story, and it feels very like it's a one series by her, or a trilogy that feels like a summer read. Next, we have a classic, and that is Moby Dick by Herman Melville. So again, the reason why I think this is a great summer read is because it takes place on the water mostly. These characters are hunting a whale. That ate this captain's leg. So like Count of Monte Cristo, it's a revenge story. But you're on the ocean and you're talking about whales, and it just, again, it screams summer to me because of being on the ocean. Next is a sci-fi read, the one I got earlier this year that I'm going to do a review for. The good news is it's not an ARC copy, so I don't have to, there's not as much pressure on me to read this book and do a review because I don't know when I'll get to it. I don't want to wait too long because this was, a book that I told the author when I met him that I would read it and everything, so, and he signed it as well. But The Ultimate Thru Hike. So it's a summer activity where you go hiking. You either, I feel like hiking is an autumnal or summer activity. Depends. But it's in space. So it's sci-fi, but it's also involving hiking, a summer activity. So, yep, and I might read this soon as well. And the author is Christopher E. Cancilla. Next one, another classic, more modern classic, and that is The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. So this again, heat. The characters are like, it's during the gold. I think it's no, the Great Depression actually. And it just has, again, the hot temperatures give me summer vibes. Like a lot of Steinbeck's work gives me summer vibes. But I've only read a couple like Mice and Men and East of Eden. I attempted Canary Row, but just wasn't for me. But I do have another copy of Canary Row, that a little one of those, Barnes and Noble leather bound. But yeah, again, the temperatures scream summer to me. Okay, and then this next one is a nonfiction. The Seven Pillars of Wisdom: A Triumph by T.E. Lawrence. So I think this is connected to that movie Lawrence of Arabia, which I've never read, but it takes place in the desert. This character goes to Arabia, and his journey and his experiences there. So the setting itself makes me get summer vibes with the, being in the desert, the heat, the temperatures. Although I wouldn't go to this, although it's probably not the best time of year to go during the summertime. But anyway, so yep. So that's a summer read to me. And then we have another nonfiction, Marco Polo: The Travels. So again, this is about takes place where the famous Marco Polo is traveling across the ocean, and he thinks he's discovered America. Which that's what he's most known for. And I just think so it's an adventure story, it's a bit of adventure, it's nonfiction. But I mean, this character traveling, and his records of his traveling experiences. And he's also Italian. But yeah, I cannot wait to read this. Because, Marco Polo is so famous. I mean, come on, there's a pool game named after him. Which I wonder what he would think of that if he found out that there was a pool game that people play. Like, there's actually, I think it's a Geico commercial where they actually have these kids in a pool, and they're playing the game, and then the real Marco Polo's in the pool with them, and he's like, I'm right here, people. It's cute. It's a cute commercial. But, yeah, so, again, seafaring adventure. Okay, so, actually, I have more nonfiction in the unread than the read. Which I'm trying to fix that. Next, this is just because it's a sci-fi that's Children of Time. By Adrian Chofsky. I cannot figure out how to pronounce this guy's last name. You can. And I just, again, sci-fi, I feel like that's and space travel particularly, I feel like that's a good, I feel like that's very summery, this kind of story. Summer blockbuster kind of type of story. Yeah, so to me, this is very summery. Okay, and then we have, so this is sort of a genre that most people pick during the summer. It's it's kind of the impression I get is historical thriller type. The Damascus Gate. And like, I don't, these kinds of books feel very summery summery as well, with their fact that it's a thriller. It's, characters chasing history. It kind of reminds me of the story in The Weight of Ink, with the historical aspect to it. And I feel like it's probably very close to what I'm currently reading, which is The Weight of Ink. With I feel like there's probably gonna be references to Jewish history about the Jewish religion. Like it made me think of Da Vinci Code, or the other one, that other Angels and Demons. That same kind of story. Or like the one I read, I think I read it last year, that I can't remember, where it was a story about this religious figure who found out a secret about his religious order and killed himself for it, and used his own death as a way to get his sister's attention so she can investigate. But I imagine there's going to be that kind of thing too. Okay. And then another is From the Sea. Elizabeth Goudge is from Children from the Sea. Takes place on an island. Now, a castle, probably looks like a castle on an island. And it's a child that arrives via the ocean. She just shows up on their doorstep. So yeah, the fact that it refers to the sea, and it looks like it takes place on the coast of England, gives me summer vibes. Because, again, the ocean. Okay, I am so tired right now. I just got back from the pool, so I'm just mentally tired. But I wanted to film these videos, so I'm trying to get and be like, keep going. You want to do this, so. Next is another sea-related one, and that is the Huguenot Connection. It's a trilogy by Paul C.R. Monk, which I really appreciate that. That is not, it's all 3 books in one volume. So I think these siblings are traveling via ocean. They are like, I think, cast out from their kingdom, from France. 1685. Or they're merchants, actually. Their dad was a merchant. Yep, and they basically were expelled from their home, stripped of their fortune. It's a couple, and they were separated from their children, which I want to read. This is one of the ones I'm kind of thinking about reading soon, like, as in now. But, he becomes a servant on the Caribbean plantation. But yeah, the fact that they're traveling just, again, makes me think of, the ocean and summertime. Okay. And then we have this one. I've always wanted to read this during the summertime, and the prequel for this book just came out. That is Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. The prequel is I want to say it's A Long Day's Night, but that's the name of a Beatles song. I can't remember what it's called. Something like, Long Days or something. But this is the original. And like I said, it definitely feels like a summary because, again, I think it takes place, I think for some reason I picture them on the ocean. Like maybe on an island or something, like one of the story, In fact, I think there is a character who's trying to train to be a dragon rider, but it involves a dragon that's a water dragon or something. But, yeah, for some reason, like I said, I kept picturing this on an island. I don't know if I'm picturing it correctly or not, but yeah, this felt very summery to me. And I was thinking of I could read this along with, I just bought I can't think of what it's called, that, The one with the woman who studies dragons as if they're actual, as if they were real. Like it's in the natural history of dragons. And I remember I attempted that once before, and I got it from the library. So I think I'm glad I bought it instead, so it could give me more time to get into it. But I was thinking of reading those two together because they're both about, dragons. But I tried that once before where I read a super long book that with a shorter book that kind of deals with similar themes and this similar type of story. But I only got the one read, and then the other one I haven't completed yet. And that is Station 11 in The Stand. And guess which one I didn't finish yet? So there's that. So the Priory of the Orange Tree. Okay. And then we have Passage to India by E.M. Forster. Again, another country that I would read the literature from that country. I would read during the summertime. Although it's by E.M. Forster, so he's not from India, but he travels to India in the story. Going by the title. So like I said, this feels very summery to me. Which I should try some of his other works because I only read the one, the Howard's End. But yeah, so this again summary because again the country of India, because of its hot temperatures, makes me think of summertime and then like summer in America. I hope by saying that, like saying specific countries, I hope that's not like doesn't offend anyone or anything. Because I don't mean it as in to be, I'm just saying that because, India, I feel like just certain countries make me think of, certain seasons. Okay, so I'm put these last two together. That is Norse Myth and Tales and the Prose Edda, which is Norse Mythology, a collection of Norse Mythology book these are. And again, Norse, Vikings, they're big on the water, although they're good, probably good read for winter time as well. But yeah, again, I think of summer with these. And I did think about showing you guys, I just read The Last Kingdom, but that does feel more autumnal than these. But I do want to read this soon because I feel like I need to get to all my books that I've ordered through, start picking up a lot more of my thrift books orders. And this one was a thrift book order. But, anyway, so those are all my books that I have not read that feel summer, like they would be great summer reads. I could be totally wrong. You guys could disagree. If you do, feel free to share in the comments below, or share books that you feel like are summer reads, even whether you are a seasonal reader or not. Because, like I said in the previous video, of the ones I have read that I say are summer reads, I'm not a seasonal reader. I just think it's fun to come up with books that would fit that you feel like would fit those seasons, but I don't follow through with it. I just like to share with you guys. So if you guys like this video, be sure to give a thumbs up, click subscribe if you haven't already, click the bell notification button if you want to be notified about my latest videos. And I hope you are having a great summer. If you are watching this in the northern hemisphere and it is summer for you, and if not, I hope whatever season or if it's not, then whatever season you are going through, if you're in the southern hemisphere, I hope you are enjoying that and enjoying your reading. All right, talk to you later. Bye.